Hey everyone, a very warm and damp, honest Hughie here. Don't worry, I had a shower to cool myself down. I'm going to do a video on, I finally watched it, last episode of The Boys. Now, I did watch it last week, but I needed some time to let it sink in a bit because it wasn't all bad. And to be honest, for what we had before it, because I've done a previous video, you know what? For what we got, it was decent in some bits. Now I'm going to do a similar video where I'm going to break down what I didn't like about it, what I did like about it, and it's just going to be the final episode. I'm not going to go over the whole thing with the boys, because previous video I did it, and quite frankly, I'm too hot to go over it. Right, let's go. Let's delve right into it. So, what I didn't like about it, we'll start with that. Mix it up a bit. So, what I didn't like is because it's the beginning of it anyway. Was I didn't mind Frenchie's note as much as it was cringy. Much as he talked about their arseholes a lot, it was at least a good send off for Frenchie. What I didn't like was when I used Kamiko's powers on Sin Sage, and she just went dumb, but not dumb as in I know what they were trying to do, but it makes a whole character arc from season 4 and 5 pointless. She is a nothing character that is just there to go, oh, this is part of my plan. Oh, this wasn't part of my plan. I know the whole thing behind her is you're not supposed to be able. You can be the smartest person in the room, but you can't read people. You can't read what's going on inside a person's head. Homelander is predictable though, but then is quite predictable, especially with the God thing. That's predictable. Stan said it right. Like this is another bit I'm disappointed into. I'm going to delve into real quick. Um, Stan was so underused in this season as a whole. Stan should have been the one. I know it was satisfying. I'll get into Ryan's bit soon, but it was much as it was satisfying with Ryan saying to him, about him being a wreck and he's just a snivering, pathetic piece of shit. Basically, what A-Train said. Stan should have been the last one that got to him properly, Homelander wise. But anyway, I know with Sister Sin's bit, it supports Sister Sin. I don't know what you call her. But I was kind of giving her the benefit of the doubt. So a lot of people were saying she was bad to start with. I was kind of, she might shine through at the end, and no, she doesn't. She just goes away. They're about to deal with a final fight, and basically she 100% is the definition of getting nerfed. She literally got nerfed and went off to Florida or somewhere. I don't know where she went. I can't remember where she went, but she wanted tacos, and it was just stupid. Really, really extremely pointless character they've added, and it's a shame because she started off so strong. Season 4, I thought she was class in season 4. I thought she was really strong. As much as I dislike season 4, it has stuff to it that I like, and the stuff I say dislike, the likes, same with the season. The likes on season 4 outweigh my dislikes. This season, oh, someone said it rightly. It's a double-edged sword, and that's so true. It's like a lot of it really hits, but a lot of it really misses. Sin Sage is one of them, and guess who else is one of them? Starlight. My God, they've still done it wrong. She has zero. I knew they weren't going to do it in one episode, Starlight's character, but just while I'm on it, is like what she said to Hughie season 4. She did nothing to make up for it. I don't see why Hughie's even with her. I can't actually see why he's with her when she's such a loose cannon and she bails on him when shit hits the fan. Like, she actually bails. Like, granted, to go and have a moment with her parents. I'm not going to go over all of it, but she bails on him and he doesn't call her out. The only true part of him we seen is when he called her a bitch, but that was because of the gas. But that was the only true. I know it would go against Hughie's character a bit, but you would root for it. But anyway, I'll just go through the characters quickly. I'll skim a few off. Kamiko I thought was the worst one that could have. I know it's the only one that could have picked because they rushed it. Was the worst one to do it too. It makes no sense in a character arc. I told you, didn't I? She didn't want the power like that. So now she's got, basically V1 in her, but she didn't want it anyway. But obviously we know because Frenchie's dead. So anyway, I skip ahead. That's my bit of that episode I didn't like. And there's the Gen V cast that come back. 3 of them. No, 4. He is there in the background. And they do nothing but drive a truck. She can control his blood. And she's behind the wheel of a truck. And she vanishes. That truck must have, once they got out, vanished to the abyss. Like, it must have just gone. Because they were nowhere to be seen. They were nowhere at the end of the show. Again, they were pointless. They were pointless. What was the point in having them? what was the point in Gen V Season 2? Granted, Chad, God rest your soul, Chance, I liked him. I thought he was awesome. You know, such a shame, such a heavy loss that he's gone so young as well. But so I get that a show like that, it hits hard, and he was a key character too. And you don't want to be disrespectful, so I understand I've had to totally redo that story and knock it up, like just mash it together. But this is where it shows like Gen V Season 2. I hated Gen V Season 2. I thought it was literally the beginning of this season as a whole, except the first episode with A Train. But when it goes along, you can see that he doesn't have the writing his whole team had, the director. I've gone blank on his name. You know, he'll come to me soon. But I like him, and I think he's a good writer. But it shows that he can't fully put a story together. The ending of this, I believe, wasn't quite how the original writers wanted it to end as the team, but it was an idea of what they had. I think the whole idea all along was to dehumanize, was to turn Homelander human. I think that was from the get-go. From season 1, I think that was the get-go of it. But I think it was going to be a Billy Butcher superhero fight with the laser eyes. Like look at season 3's fight. Like that fight with Jensen Ackles when he first comes in with Soldier Boy. It's unreal. It's unreal, and it's much better. Granted, it didn't have the budget, but they could have blew all the budget in this last episode. But seasons are doing this. Strange Things has fell to this, and they brought out something else. Strange Things, Duffer Brothers, instantly. And you can tell that's their new project, but they didn't go out in a bang in the last project. They didn't fully satisfy. They started off great, got the views in, and it feels like now I've got what we need. I don't need just now, so I'll just fling an ending in there to wrap it up. And this, as much as I hate to say it, feels the same way, except the actual ending. So leading up felt the same way, except the Redeeming arc, which was, surprisingly out of everything, main guy from start to finish of this who carried it all the way through, Butch. If it wasn't for Butch, Carl Urban, cast are great too, so I'm not saying the cast, but Carl Urban in particular is, you know, just the way he nails it. Butch carried the whole show and made that ending amazing. From him walking in to saying, "I cunt," to beating the shit out of Homelander. Yes, the fight I'm going to delve into, to his actual ending of his arc, was amazing. Spot on, and I was satisfied at Butcher's arc. Perfect. I'm going to delve into that soon. Hughie's arc. Perfect. So, go back. Fight time. Meet the pie. What we've all been waiting for, what I was hyped up for until I watched episode 7 and I knew it wasn't going to be much. But I heard things because obviously we get it a bit after in the UK. America's got it first and I had the cinema. Heard a couple of things that it was all in one room. Thought, right, so the same budget. Fair enough. Anyway, and also, is it the guy who shouts, I've gone blank on his name. It's something, I couldn't think of his name before. And it's gone from me, but his death was actually quite funny. I thought it was quite funny. I thought they shouldn't have killed him off. I thought they were going to use him after, because obviously they're doing The Boys Mexico, which is the after thing. That's why there's quite a few of them still alive at the end. Not mad at it. Do think one thing, hate to say it, but I think Mother's Milk is outstayed as well. I hate to say it because I do love Mama's Milk. Mother's Milk? Mama's Milk? You call it Mama's Milk. But he's outstayed his welcome. I don't see why he's there. Even Ryan, I don't see why he's there with Ryan at the end. I don't see how that seemed to, for how the boys was, what the boys kind of stood for, seemed a bit too, but obviously we weren't going to go down that route anyway. Just kill French off because you knew one had to die. And it was obviously friendship. So I'll get into the fight. We do the fight, you know how it is. The nerf Homelander, big time. He's got Gen V in him. Gen V? I'm going to say Gen V. V1 in him. He might have had Gen V in him. That's where they are. I hope not, because they nerfed him. Now, honestly, he was... My theory of Homelander is that final fight, he gave up. But it went against everything else we've seen from Homelander. I get that he's trying to, like the director trying to say, this is Homelander's mind's cracked after what Ryan said to him. And A-Train, I think A-Train started it when he said it to him and he laughed at him. Quick little thing, when A-Train laughed, Anthony Starr told him to do that before he killed him. Anthony Starr, because he wasn't supposed to laugh, he was supposed to smile and sort of accept it. But Anthony Starr said A-Train would laugh at me killing you, and I think that's one of the most amazing things going. So Anthony Starr doesn't really like the ending of it either. He said himself they did nerf him. He can't say it out of respect. We get that. But he's hearting all the comics who don't like it, and it's true. I can't even deny it. I like the ending. Unlike Stranger Things, hated the ending of Stranger Things. But they didn't do Vecna nerf on Homelander, but they did do a it wasn't as bad as Vecna's, but it was there. Definitely disappointment considering he is a god with saying Gen V with V1 in him. Like Butcher should have took some V1 at least. Like there's literally an AI thing where Butcher injects A1. He injects V1 in him, and he has the tentacles and the laser eyes are back, and it's another laser fight. And I think that would have been mint. As much as I did like how it ended, I think the mint fight would have been good. Like Invincible, it was an Invincible style fight, and I think that's what it should have been. A brutal fight that was the full, if needed an hour, it needed a full, not a full hour of a fight, but a full, you could do a full 10 minutes of relentless beating up. You could literally do a full 10 minutes of relentless fighting. Invincible does it perfectly. And they have a crap budget. So, yeah. But hey, let's skip the fight. So anyway, Homelander gets blasted by Kimiko. I think it's a beautiful scene, seeing Frenchie there. It obviously pulls on your heartstrings. And I thought that was great when she blasted Homelander. Again, we don't know why. My theory is he's done, he's given up, his mind is actually cracked and gone. Now he is God. He's gone a mad God route where they've just lost their mind. And budget. That's why they didn't do what they showed on the posters. I 100% think the posters and advertisements sucked for this because it made you think all hell was going to break loose. Same as Stranger Things. I think the posters, build up, I think the advertisements for both of them shows, Amazon and Netflix, should have looked at them and gone, that's not this season. Don't hype people up for something that's not going to happen. We weren't going to get Hawk filled with filled with the Upside Down. We weren't going to be an Upside Down Hawkins, and it was never going to be a Homelander doing evil Superman, blowing up the power plants and doing what he says he's going to do. We were never going to get any of them, and it should never have showed Earth with him above it and him causing wars. Never has showed that because it never would have been a seed planted for people to go, why did that not happen? And I agree with that. Now, the ending itself, getting to the bit I did like about it, was I didn't mind Homelander becoming human. I liked him becoming human, and what I really liked about it was how he was exactly what A-Train said he was. Exactly what Stan, from the get-go, before A-Train mentioned this, said he was. Generic human. And when he's human again, he's a nobody. He was pathetic. And it was so satisfying to see him squirm. And it was mint to see Butch back as Butch. Like the menacing, I'm going to kill you and there's nothing you can do about it, Butch. Like, he was dead the moment the moment Butch came in, he was dead. And maybe he knew his fate when Butch came in. And maybe that's why he did what he did. Didn't fight as hard because he knew he was done. He knew Butch was going to kill him. Because every time Homelander was going to kill Butch, he never did. But Butch would follow through. Obviously, put aside season 3. But, go through that. Homelander's death, very grim, very good. Enjoyed it. It's like, she's got this. And we're going through. And from Homelander's death onwards, it's fantastic. When sad times because the dog died. Don't worry, he didn't die in set. Died shortly after filming, right? But it was really sad that Tara died. Rest in peace. Very, very cute dog too. Patchy little thing too. Your big thing. Very cute. Oh man, it's just a shame. A bit like Game of Thrones, isn't it, with Jon Snow's dog, Wolf. But they used the puppies. So we get into the main bit that I loved about it. That I actually think it slammed on and was actually pretty back old school boys, and it was the ending to Butch. Now it makes sense. Everyone lost their powers. Butch lost his. Bit disappointing on that bit, but doesn't matter. Kimiko wiped everyone's out in that room. Apparently, she was like a nuclear bomb, which makes sense. That's what I would have thought would have happened when Soldier Boy did it, but apparently you can just channel it straight forward now. We don't know. So they all lose powers. We all know how it goes. Butch gets his hands on the virus. I knew it was going to come back, and basically puts it in the sprinklers. Now, my theory is he didn't put any of it in that sprinkler. My theory is he needed Hughie to kill him to stop him from doing actually what he said, to just bring in hell on earth. Because swap the photo of Homelander to Butch and on the posters and stuff, and you can buy it. Butch would scorch the earth, full of superheroes. Now, one thing I would have said, Annie originally would be all up for that. Kamiko originally would be all up for that and not fighting him. The only people I generally think wouldn't have is Frenchie and Hughie, because Mama's Milk wants him dead too. So the only two people, and obviously Frenchie's not there, so it makes sense it's Hughie and Butch. And anyway, it's just amazing. Honestly, the chemistry between them two anyway. The cast chemistry is what carries the show anyway, but just the oh man, from when Hughie entered that room to when Butch died was just, that's the writing we all miss. That's the boys that we wish the whole season was. It was just amazing. And there was nothing much to it, but there was a lot, just the fact they showed Butch was about to do it. Let's say it was filmed, probably was, but I don't think it was. And he was about to do it, and then he saw his brother in Hughie, and he always said Hughie reminded him of his brother because his brother was innocent. And man, and then when he doesn't do it and Hughie shoots him, you can't help but feel devastated, but also relieved at the same time. Like, oh, no way, did Hughie have to kill him? Did he? Or could he have just, did Butch turn a new leaf there? Was he done with it? I'm not going to do this, you're my, and he shot him and killed him in the handhold, and you can see there's just, the emotion. It was amazing. And in the funeral, and the actual ending was spot on. Like I say, I said Mama's Milk outstayed his welcome. I'm still happy he got married. Totally forgot about her though. She just appeared back. Her out of Fallout, by the way. That's what she's out of. It was doing my head in. Fallout she's out of, and it was the boys she was out of when I seen her in Fallout. But yeah, for the actual ending before the credits, I've got to say 10 out of 10. Apart from Homelander's fight, the rest of it was really good. And it's a shame that, because even without budget, you can do a good story. Look at what's absolutely blown up at the cinemas right now, Obsession. And I'm obsessed with it myself. Everybody else is. That is a low budget. Arguably lower than what he's got now. Eric, something, I don't know. But yeah, I can't think of the director's name. It'll do it. It'll come to me. And not of Obsession. I know it's Curry Baker, which is a wild name as well. But yeah, it's just, that took nothing and that blew everyone away. And we only had one kill at the end. That was brutal. Obviously, the boys, we need more than just one brutal kill. But, oh yeah, getting in real quick before I end this video, the Deep storyline. He had it coming, but he outstayed his welcome a long time ago, in my opinion. I like the actor. I liked all the actors. I loved the A-Train actor, but he didn't last long enough in the season anyway, so why was he there? I think they should have just left him alive. I think he should have been alive, and no regrets, just have nothing, and him be a whimpering mess. It would have been more satisfying than the sea creatures getting him, because there's so many plot holes that he can still control them. They're against him, want to kill him, but he can still control them. He can control the sea. So he basically would just have nigh on, crushed them with the waves or something. Anything. Like Poseidon. It would have been where it's not the creatures, it's the sea you got to worry about. That's more the Deep's powers. Yes, the creatures were there, but, because you got the whale out, the whale was still the whale. It just trusted him to do it. He's just, the sea is under his control. So anyway, the ending of it, for me, actual ending, 10 out of 10. Leading up to it was mid and 5. And the more you look at the actual final fight, the more you see these AI videos of it. For once, I'm feeling okay saying this. Never thought I would say this, but I prefer the AI fights than the actual legit fight. Same Strange Things though. The AI Strange Things where Hawkins was crawling, filled with Demogorgons, and it was just an awesome thing. All practical effects as well, and it was just mint. Obviously, yeah, it's not practical, but it made it look cool, like the melty wax room, and you kind of look and go, you can do that with a push of a button. You have that massive budget and all, and you can't even put one Demogorgon there that's can kill someone. Killed no one. Killed no one. So anyway, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Don't know what I'm reviewing next, but it'll be something good, dog. Oh, dog. Phew.